if it's all going overseas, that's where our jobs are going.
Is it Roger?
Yes.
Roger, I think you make a good point, Roger. And as we look around, our times have changed. I mean, it's not 1980 anymore. There was only a few countries in the world back then where people could invest. Now, people can invest anywhere in the world. And I believe that we have the best workers, the hardest workers, the most educated workers in the world right here in America. One of the problems that we face, though, is we have so many more rules and red tape and regulation and a tax code that makes us uncompetitive, that if people are looking at investing, we're less attractive. I think in this new global marketplace, we want to make sure that America is the best place to invest because we do have the best workers and the highest skill. But if you have a system that's set up where it doesn't encourage people to invest or innovate or expand and grow, it makes it very difficult. And we here in Wisconsin, but specifically in central Wisconsin, we make things. We manufacture. And I think the policies that come from Washington are an attack on our way of life. It doesn't make it easier on us to be competitive. It makes it harder for us to be competitive. And I see that as a real problem. I mean, one example is, have you guys heard of Boiler Mac? This is an EPA regulation that is going to increase the boiler standards across the country. And you're not surprised that we use industrial boilers in making paper. And we all know that our paper industry is under a lot of stress and pressure because, one, you have a change in environment, right? People are using email, they're not mailing as much anymore. But we also have a situation where we're under immense competition from China and Brazil. And so at a time when we're under that kind of pressure, to think that you're going to impose a regulation that's going to cost them millions of dollars, that doesn't make sense. You're going to kill Wisconsin paper with that rule or that regulation. And that's happening across the board. Let's implement policies that support Wisconsin manufacturing, not hinder it. And that's what we're trying to work on is pro-growth policies, pro-growth regulations, pro-growth taxes that are going to make Wisconsin and America more competitive and a better home for investment.
Okay, Marianne Camosa from Wausau has a question about Medicare. Right in front.
Yes, I would like to talk about Medicare when it comes to your medications. I'm 80 years old. I've had heart surgery. The doctor told me I have to sit when I talk. If I don't take my medication, I'll drop it dead. Now, one of my medications costs $602. This year, they raised it to $659. Well, one month, they filled 3 prescriptions, which came to more than $1,800, and now it's like more than $1,000 if they... So I went into the druggist and told him, I said, I don't want no 3 prescriptions, I want only 30-day prescriptions. Because if I die on the first month, more than, let's say, like $700 of that money, the druggists and the pharmacies get to keep. And that comes out of our Medicare money. And there's at least 10 people a day dying in Wausau, which are mostly the elderly people. Now, all this money, these druggists are getting to keep. For example, Walgreens. We got 3 Walgreens just in the Wausau area. Wausau alone has 2. We got one right here in Schofield. They just put that one in Wausau. Now, I feel we're worried about our money, how it's going to last. Well, how the heck is it going to last if they're giving all this money to the druggists and the pharmacists? I would want them to stop doing this. I don't know how this came about. One druggist is to me, well, they claim that they're saving money because people forget to take their medication and they have to go into emergency. Well, if you go into emergency and you didn't take your medication, they're going to give it to you right away. There's no problem there. It's just their way of getting money. But I think it should be stopped. Today I called in my prescription. I called in 2. And they said, you want triple fillings? And I said, no. And I set it So that one that could cost more than $659 now a month, I got that set up that they can only give me 30-day prescriptions. But on the other ones, they're still, because I have like 4 other prescriptions, they're still, trying to give me 3 of them.
Thank you for the question, and I think we now have